something is so small as seeing a sticker with a message on it. It can transform your layer of reality. Hello, 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 Transurfer and the Transurfing Curious. My name is Renee Garcia, guys, and this is Transurfing TV. And today on Transurfing TV, the Reality Amalgam, part 2 of my 4-part series on the mirror world. I originally said it was going to be 3 parts, but as I was moving through the chapters, laying it all out for myself, I realized that I wanted to speak about this part of the mirror because it is so unbelievably, I want to say valuable, but valuable doesn't even begin to describe what it is I'm going to speak of today. And not only valuable, but easy, easy beyond anything that you've ever believed. And really, pendulums go about trying to convince us of the exact opposite of what it is I'm going to be teaching today. And I just realized something so unbelievably powerful just in me putting this silly crown on my head that I bought from Amazon for, I don't know, 15 bucks. This is exactly what I'm going to speak of today. How you can mix a little bit of gold, as Vadim puts it, into the mirror of your world and see fantastic results that are like, how can it be this easy? It's almost so easy, it's stupid. And I've been doing that with this, right? I put this crown on in the beginning of my videos. I've stopped doing it so much recently, but you guys refer to me as a queen, right? All I was doing was putting this on my head, and sure enough, after a period of time, my world starts responding back to me that I'm a queen. All I'm doing is showing. All I'm doing is presenting. All I'm doing is emitting from myself an image that's ultimately going to be, responded back to me with the exact same. So this is also what my reprogramming stickers are about. I used to give these away very freely on this channel. I've stopped doing that because of my time constraints, but you can buy them below in the little shop where we have all the t-shirts. They're pretty amazing, and it's really just about this exact same idea. You're adding a little drop of gold to the mirror of your world, and even just something as so small as seeing a sticker with a message on it, it can transform your layer of reality. I've given these to students over the years, and I've had a lot of people, I'll admit, that thought it was total bullshit. Even me myself, when I started doing it, I thought it was total bullshit. My boyfriend, when I first presented to him this idea, he kind of laughed and he was like, oh God, this is one of these goofy, woo-woo things. And I remember at a certain point, I went into the bedroom, he was laying on the bed, and we had one up inside of the shade of a lamp next to the bed, and I saw him looking at it, and he was like, man, these really do work. And it's so true. They really, really do work. So today, this lesson is going to be about adding that drop of gold to the mirror of your world and seeing your world transform before your eyes. Again, not what the pendulums want us to know, right? And once you see it happen, and I believe this is why transurfing for some people, they're just like, this is it, I get it, I know it, it's real, it absolutely works, is because when you can see that change in the reflection just by you doing a little something, you realize you're hacking the matrix, right? You're absolutely hacking the matrix. So before I get started on this lesson, the Reality Amalgam, remember to like this video, comment below, and subscribe to this channel. Again, all the shirts, check them out, you guys. Even I got one for the haters. I hate Renee Garcia. Super funny. Nobody's bought one yet. I'm hoping somebody buys one. I will pay somebody $100 to buy one of those shirts and take a picture of themselves. I'll PayPal somebody $100 because that one is, I have to admit, the most entertaining shirt of them all. And join us on the Facebook group, the International Transurfing Institute Facebook group, course links, Reality 2.0, Tufty 2.0, Mo Money 2.0, Becoming Magnetic 2.0, all down below. Check them out. Okay, so let's get started on this. The reality amalgam. With the help of the slide technique described earlier on in transurfing, you can successfully create an image which the world mirror will stream into physical reality. Aside from any concrete image, though, it would not be at all bad to maintain an unchanging background to the layer of your world that would consistently create a favorable atmosphere, exactly like my stickers. You may have noticed in the past that your reflection is different when you look in one mirror than it does when you look in another. It is the same face, but every mirror brings out different nuances in the reflection. Very slight yet tangible differences are revealed, such as the emotional coloring, mood, or even psychological type. Depending on the mirror, the reflection will be kind or angry, healthy or sickly, attractive or less so, and warm or cold. You might wonder what could account for the disparity, for the reflective surface of each mirror should objectively convey an exact copy of the same image. However, there are a range of factors that can have a tangible effect on the transmission of an image. Like in a photograph, a lot depends on lighting, background, color, and the mirror itself. Venetian mirrors were noted for their particular charm as early as the Middle Ages. Venetian glass was renowned throughout the world for its fabulous quality, but it was not the glass that gave the mirror its special quality. People noticed that for some unknown reason, it was much more pleasant to admire their reflection in a Venetian mirror than in an ordinary mirror, as it gave the reflection of the face a noticeably more attractive look. It turned out that the Venetian masters had their own special secret. They would add gold to the amalgam, the composition of the mirror backing, which had the effect of making warm tones dominant in the reflective spectrum. You can perfect a small part of the dual mirror for yourself. To make the layer of your world more cozy, you can try mixing your own amalgam. The layer of your world consists of a multitude of different reactions relating to your relationship to yourself and to your various manifestations in the world around you. It is essentially to pick out one particular line within the spectrum of these relationships to determine the prevailing background. You could, for example, choose the following formula as a dominant: my world takes care of me. People will readily express their attitude to life when they are dissatisfied with something, whereas when anything good happens, they take it for granted, almost indifferently. We do it unconsciously, reacting like oysters by force of habit. Now you can go beyond the level of oyster, wake up and use the advantage that you can express your attitude to life consciously. Deliberately attune your outlook to align with the dominant idea, and then you will see how the mirror will react. It will be your first step on the path to shaping reality. Okay, so my stickers, my world is taking care of me, everything is going according to plan, things are working out beautifully, and will continue to do so with these. This is exactly what I did. I took Vadim up on his advice and I decided a mantra. But the reason that I believe I've been able to stick with this for so long and see such success with it is because it's not something I simply just run in my head. I actually see these words in physical reality wherever I go. I have one in my car. I have one on every mirror in my house. I have one at my desk. I have one on the fridge. I have one in a few lampshades around my house. So if I'm sitting on the couch, I can look up and see them. So this is exactly how I feel you can merge the two, right? So we're talking now about the mirror. As the previous lesson suggested, and again, if you missed that, go back and take a look, that there are two versions of reality. They're the physical, tangible, conventional version of reality. And then there is the metaphysical reality, the alternative space that's behind the mirror. Now, what happens is most people, they've got good intentions, right? Think positively and, try to see the world from a positive worldview and all that kind of stuff. But without a physical cue in your external environment, I think that we revert and we go back because remember this prior programming defining reality transurfing, for me, this programming was 35 years old. So I'm not going to just erase it with a thought, but I have been able to erase it with actually seeing something physical repetitively over and over and over in my physical reality. This is me adding a drop of gold to my mirror, creating a Venetian mirror, a mirror that is favorable and really giving me the appearance of something good, of something beautiful, of something luxurious, all the things that I want. And this saying, it's like I'm primed. This is a physical slide. This is a physical slide. So as we discussed in Transurfing in the slides chapter, slides are a mental image. Now you can affect your mirror mentally or you can do it physically, as I'm suggesting as well. But like you can affect your image by running your mental slide. Everything's working. I'm getting what I want. I'm resonating at that state of being that the version of myself experiencing that version of reality is resonating. So I start merging with that lifeline where exactly what I intend to be, do, or have exists. However, for daily life, for just making your physical environment, your set and decorations, your layer of reality, exactly what it is you want to experience starting today, you can do a technique like these stickers. And you don't have to honor my mantra. This is just my personal mantra, which has worked for other people, but you could totally create your own. So again, this is you taking the bull by the horns. You are setting an intention for the version of reality that you do in fact want to experience, and you're merging the two together. So you're taking physical world and then you're taking mental, running your imagery, having luxurious thoughts, saying or repeating your mantra, resonating with a beautiful or lovely idea, and you're pulling that from your physical reality into your mind, which you then push forward towards the mirror, receiving back exactly what it is you're looking at and you're reading. And again, you can do this with anything. So this is, again, so simple, it's almost stupid, yet it's a fine tweak. It's a little move that you can do to start seeing immense immense transformation in your layer of reality, and it absolutely does work. So again, you can create your slide, your mental imagery, you can create a sticker, you can create an association to a physical object, you can create an association to a word, as Xavier Waterkane suggested the other day in one of our money podcasts, the Reality Transplaning podcast, where we're talking about money. You can associate everything that you want to have, feel about money, hold for yourself. You can associate it to an object or even a singular word and run this word in your mind, and sure enough, your reality is going to start presenting to you exactly what is in line with this action you're taking for yourself. Again, so simple, it's almost stupid. So what are you resonating with right now? And are you willing to maybe create some visual cues in your external environment to add that little drop of gold to the amalgam of your mirror, getting an image that you're absolutely in love with, right? Because this is absolutely what it boils down to. This is your world. You get to create it. This is your reality. You get to add any tone, any vibe that you want. You can add that to the image being reflected back at you, or the surface of that mirror, and take control. Take control. It's absolutely incredible. So again, if you don't have one for yourself, adopt mine. You can buy the stickers in the shop. You can create your own little stickers. I believe we have the PDF for free in the Facebook group. You can go in there and download that PDF and just cut those out and paste them up around like I do in my house, and see. It takes a few days, but it's like after a few days of doing this, your world looks totally different and it's amazing. And then you realize how simple and how easy it is to control the image that you're seeing in your life, your mirror image that again starts with you. So the next lesson, the world comes to me. This is an awesome one. I hope you will stay tuned for that. Any questions below, definitely fire them off and I will answer them. And thank you guys for watching my video. Bye y'all.